This video will be about minimum amounts that you have to invest through Etoro. Etoro has a policy according to which you can trade different assets with the different minimum amounts. Minimum amounts are also going to depend on the country where you're from. They also have minimum deposit and withdrawal amounts. So all these questions we are going to answer in this video. So if it's something that you are interested in, then please keep watching this video. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anastasia. On this channel I talk about investing, and especially investing for beginners. This video will be a part of my playlist of investing through Etoro. Etoro is an investment platform that is available in the UK and also in many other countries of the world. It is very easy, very user-friendly, and it is perfect for beginners, and I spoke a lot about it. My favorite feature on Etoro is copy trading, but you can also buy individual stocks and shares on it, also ETFs. If you don't want to invest into stocks and shares, you can also invest into commodities, cryptocurrencies, etc. And every single asset on Etoro has a different minimum amount that you can trade with, that you can start trading with. And even if you don't watch this video and just go and play around with the platform itself, you will not be able to break anything, because the system will not allow you to go further with your trade unless you invest the minimum amount. But I think it is nice to know and to be ready what the minimum amounts are, because for some trades the minimum amounts are actually quite high, especially for beginners. And by beginners I mean not because beginners are poorer, but because they are more careful, because they are not used to trading or to invest in larger sums. So in order not to get disappointed in the future, I hope you will find this video useful, and if you do, then please click the like button below this video and also consider subscribing to my channel so that you don't miss my future videos. Also bear in mind that I'm recording this video in the summer of 2021, and from time to time Etoro changes its policies and also minimum amounts. In general, the trend is to minimize the minimum amounts. So for example, when the demand was really high in February during the lockdown and the pandemic of 2021, the minimum deposit sums went up. Also the minimum sums that you could start copying other people with went up, and in that way Etoro could control the number of people that were going to use the platform. But now, when I think everything is settling down, people are back to work, restaurants are opened, it's holiday season, and people have other places and other ways to spend their money rather than to invest it through Etoro, Etoro has minimized the majority of these amounts. So I think the majority of the information is going to stay the same, but in case you are going to watch this video in the next year or in the future in general, I always encourage you to check this information for yourself, and you can find the link to Etoro platform in the description box below this video. Okay, so let's start from the beginning and talk about the minimum deposit that you have to put into Etoro before you start trading, just after your registration. The minimum deposit on Etoro changes depending from country to country, and it also changes from time to time. As I said, in February all the minimum deposits went up, and at the moment they are at its lowest level, at least from what I've seen. The minimum deposit sums are also different. The first deposit is the amount of money that you invest straight after the registration. So the general first time deposit is $200. So you have to invest $200 in case you want to start trading with Etoro. There are some exceptions to that. For example, for such countries as Austria, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Netherlands, Norway, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom and United States, the minimum first deposit is only $50. And because I know that the majority of my audience are from the UK and the USA, well, here you go. $50 is the minimum amount that you can deposit at the beginning after you register on Etoro. In general, in my opinion, the smaller the deposit, the better it is, because obviously if you don't have an opportunity or you don't want to invest a larger amount of money, it is better to invest little than not to invest at all. So other countries that are exceptions to this rule, they go to the opposite side. So they are in a worse situation than us. So for such countries as Azerbaijan, Bahrain, Cayman Islands, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Egypt, French Polynesia, Georgia, Gibraltar, Iceland, Isle of Man, Jersey Island, Jordan, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Kuwait, Lithuania, New Zealand, Oman, Qatar, Reunion Island, Senegal and Ukraine, The minimum amount is $1,000, and it is strange because generally speaking all these countries are poorer than the countries with $50 minimum first deposit amount. So of course for people from these countries it is going to be harder to join Etoro because they will originally have to find $1,000 just to start. Okay, and the last two exceptions are the least lucky. They are Algeria, and the minimum first time deposit there is $5,000, and Israel, where the minimum first time deposit is $10,000. There is a little detail that is worth mentioning as well. If you make a deposit through a bank transfer, then all minimum deposits must be at least $500. After you've done your first time deposit, all the future deposits will be at least $50. So it is more difficult to start, but once you've started, it is much easier to continue. Okay, now let's talk about the minimum amounts that you can start trading with. And here we have to talk about three different main services that Etoro provides. You can trade just assets, you can use copy trading, and you can also copy portfolios. So for copy trading, the minimum amount is $200. This means that you cannot start copying a popular investor unless you are ready to invest $200 into him originally. Copy portfolios is different because when you use copy portfolios, you are making much more trades. You might not even realize that because it is so easy for you. All you need to do is just click one button and you start copying the portfolio automatically. But behind the scenes, you are making lots of trades, and it's for that reason that the minimum amount of copy portfolio is $5,000. Back at the Stone Age, when I joined Etoro, which was just a year ago, the minimum amount that you could start copy portfolio with was $1,000. So at the moment it has gone up 5 times. And the reason of why I'm saying that is just to show that within 1 year the minimum amounts have changed massively. And if you watch this video a year later, so in 2022, they may change back and become 5 times smaller, or they may get increased even further and become $10,000 or more. Well, I don't know. You have to check. If you are not interested in copy trading or copy portfolio feature and you want to start trading your own assets, then the minimum amount will depend on the assets that you want to buy. For individual stocks or ETF, the minimum trade is $50. So the system will not allow you to buy shares if you are not ready to invest at least $50 in it. If you want to buy Apple, for example, or Amazon, this is what I mean. You must invest at least $50. You don't have to buy a full share. The full share of Amazon is over $2,000. You don't have to invest $2,000 straight away, because with Etoro you can buy fractional shares. So you can invest into a part of a share, but still you cannot invest less than $50 in every individual company. For cryptocurrencies, the minimum amount is $25. For currencies, so for Forex, if you want to start trading Forex, then the minimum amount is $1,000. For indexes, it is $1,000 as well. So if you want to trade S&P 500, which is the most popular and the most famous index, then get ready to invest at least $1,000. And for commodities, so if you want to buy gold or oil, then you have to also invest at least $1,000. So now let's talk about what you can do if you want to buy commodities or if you want to buy indexes, but you don't want to invest at least $1,000 in it. In this situation, your best option would be to start copy trading. So if you copy another person, if you copy a popular investor who trades commodities or who trades Forex, then you don't have any control on the trades that he makes, but at least you own this asset and you don't have to invest at least $1,000 in each one of them. Because as I've already mentioned, if you start copying a popular investor, the minimum amount that you have to invest is $200 only. And here let's talk about the minimum amount of each opened position when you copy other people. And this amount is only $1, but it is one of the most important things when we talk about minimum amounts on Etoro in general, because many people don't understand it, and maybe this whole concept requires a separate video, but in a very short and simple language, this means that if you decide to copy a popular investor with only $200, but the popular investor opens a position for a certain percentage of the total amount that he or she has invested through Etoro, and the equivalent of your sum that you have in this popular investor is less than $1, this whole position will not get opened for you. That's why it's so important to read the bios of popular investors, because usually they say the minimum amount that you can start copying me with is this much, and very often it is above $200. The reason to that is not because popular investor is greedy and wants to get more money under control under his name. I mean, this might be the reason as well, I don't know. But generally speaking, this means that your statistics will be different from the popular investor statistics, because some of the position that popular investor opens will not get opened for you, because that would mean that you would have to invest only, for example, 50p into a certain company. This trade automatically gets blocked by the system and you end up without the open position at all. Okay, another way of how you can overcome this relatively high minimum amount of trading of commodities, forex and indexes is by using CFDs. And if you don't know what a CFD is, then watch this video here. Really, I recommend it all the time, but that is because trading CFDs involves really high risks and it is super important to understand them before you decide to start trading them. And the problem of CFDs is that you can use leverage. This means, in the concept of our whole video, is that you don't necessarily have to invest $1,000 into gold, which is a commodity, if you don't have $1,000. What you can do is invest $100 and then use 1 to 10 leverage. But remember that this also means that you've borrowed some money from your broker, so in this situation from Etoro, and in return you have to pay some money, so you have to pay some fees to Etoro, which is fair. Okay, the last minimum amount that I wanted to mention in this video is the withdrawal amount, and the minimum withdrawal amount with Etoro at the moment is $30. Maybe there are some other minimum amounts that I didn't remember and I didn't mention in this video. Please leave your comments below this video in the pinned comment about the minimum amounts that I potentially missed, and I hopefully will be able to answer your questions in the comments. Thank you very much guys for your time and attention today and for watching this video, and I hope to see you soon in my next videos. Bye bye!